Hi, and welcome to another video for this series. In this video, we're going to go over log monitoring and review, right? So we want to understand that each application, right, and the OS generates various type of events, right? So these events are captured in logs, which are maintained by a tool or service within an OS. So the logs are handy in a situation where we need to determine the cause of an origin of an event, right? So a requirement may come up in a forensic investigation. So we use a couple of different tools like event viewer logs, Windows Defender Firewall logs, logging in Linux, SIEM tools, Syslogs, right? So we're going to do a bit of that in this video. Now, while I'm pivoting over to the correct server, we want to talk a bit about event viewer. It's a system tool in Windows that displays information about various events happening on your computer. So the tool can actually help to track the event flow while troubleshooting any issues with the OS or the installed application. So the service starts as soon as your Windows starts, as far as your OS. So there's a different type of event logs like application logs, system logs, security logs. Application system logs are available to everyone that uses, or all users rather. Security logs are only available to the administrators. So what I'm going to do first is access the application log. So I'm going to go to the event viewer, right? And it displays the different types of logs, as I mentioned. You have application, let's see, there it is, application, security, system, and then you also have setup. The application, it contains the events that are generated by applications. The security, it contains security-related events generated by the OS. And then the setup contains the application installation-related events. And then you have the system, which contains the events generated by the OS. So we already have that expanded. And we're gonna open this up, wait for it to load. All right. And then we're going to have some events that are labeled as like information, warning, and error. And then let's see, why is it? It should be loading. There it is. It should. All of these would have some variation. There it is. Okay, application. Then it shows the number of events at the top as well. All right. Perfect. All right. So let's see. Let's pick a random event. Warning. So we see here, it'll give us some general information about it, right? The address as far as local host. So the user, log name, the source, the event ID, things of that nature, right? And we also can notice that take a look at the details here also, right? So the Windows logs, that note, it can display different types of logs, right? As we can see here, but it's important to note that these are static logs on all Windows systems, right? So a server with specific services, such as the DNS server, can have DNS logs as well, logs that are listed under the application and the service logs note. So let's see, let me go here, and then we'll notice that they're connected to some particular application. They're specific to them, right? So that's what we can take a look at in the event viewer, right? And the difference between the nodes and the different type of logs available under the different nodes that we have here. So now we can take a look at the Windows Defender Firewall. So let's see if we do this here, I believe, and then we can do 32, I believe. Perfect. All right. So for some reason, the firewall directory doesn't populate for us in the File Explorer, but that's fine. So just going to head directly to source. It's going to show up for us in a second. We're going to go to advanced settings. And then let's take a look at properties here. And so now with this particular dialog box, right, that's displayed by default, the domain tab is it automatically opens up every time you open up properties, right? So we're going to head to the login section. We're going to customize. And then we're going to say yes to log drop packets, and then yes to log successful connections. Then we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to click OK to close it out. Then we're going to close this out as well. Then let me close this out too. Looks like the Wi-Fi getting a little crazy here. All right, so let's do the notepad. All right. Actually, I did that incorrectly because I need something to populate for me. There it is. There it is. My guy. You're my guy. And then we're going to do open. And then for the file name, we want, oh, let me capitalize those. Making sure I'm spelling it correctly. All right, perfect. There it is. All right, so let's open that. Okay, let me go back because there it is. Perfect. So let's open this guy up here. All right. So now this shows all the various events handled by the Windows Defender Firewall. And so I just wanted to make sure we were able to open this up so we could take a look at the different types of logs, right? So now we're going to take a look at logging in Linux. So logs are meant for recording events to the system, right? So in the case of an event, we can refer to the respective log for more details. So logs are saved in usually the VAR, the directory, the log directory. And it's important to know that the number of logs in each system would differ because of the installed applications. For example, if the system has MySQL or MySQL, however you like to say it, the directory will have a log about MySQL application. On the other hand, the system that does not have it will not have this log generated naturally, right? So we need to pivot over to this server so we can take a look at logging in Linux. That should be up and running in just a second. Perfect. So we got everything up and running. So now we're just going to head to the terminal. All right, so we got everything running in Linux. And then just take a look here. Log. Perfect. All right, so we have a list of log files here. I mentioned from the command that I pretty much mentioned this earlier as far as what the directory of files normally is. But so now that we have that log there, we're gonna take a different ways to log search. So to view a log using the CAT command, we can do one of these there. I think I got the password. Let's see. No. Let's see there. Oh, I see what it is. I wasn't supposed to have this. There it is. All right, perfect. But it normally still asks for password. Huh. Okay. Yeah, normally it would ask for a password, I guess, not today. But you can see the log files that are the entries in the log files that are displayed. So now we're going to take a look at the SIEM logs, the SIEM, uh, SIM, SIM, SIM logs, whatever, however you like to pronounce it. But we're going to use the Alien Vault ASIM, and it's a multiple package security application. So it can help us to actually deploy the host intrusion detection system, or HID for short, and then monitor the device from its built-in SIM tool. So we're going to reconnect back here. All right, and then let's see, Firefox. We need to get to the correct IP, right? And actually, I'm going to be slightly lazy here. Do one of these here. Oh, there it is. Perfect. It should ask me for something. I'm going to give it to him. Let's see. Should be here in a second. So what I'm doing is, while it's loading, I'm just trying to get to the login page for the SIM, for the Alien Vault. So let's try it again. Let's see. All right, so we're finally able to get the web page up and running. All right, so let's get logged in here. All right, finally, so we're in. Now we can take a look at the dashboard, the security events, the top 5 alarms, and event categories, but we're going to click on detection under the environment tab. And then let's take a look at the agents. And then can add an agent. Then it should be, I'll just type here because it should be a particular agent. Should be able to get, all right. And then just gonna hit save here. All right, so while it's processing, after this, I'm going to deploy the agent that I've just entered. So, well, the HIDS agent with the IP I just entered. All right, perfect. So, so you can usually deploy it manually by creating the HIDS agent installer, or deploy it automatically. But I'm going to deploy it automatically out of those 2 options in this particular one. So let's see. I click this one. Let's see here. Should no automatic there though. All right, so let's see, domain. Yeah. Here I go, misspelling again. Of course, password. So now it should take a few minutes to deploy. And it's going to be a similar loading. Huh. Let's see. That's interesting. Try it again. Unless I've entered it in incorrectly. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what I can figure it out. Okay. Hmm. All right, let's figure out what's going on here. All right, so unfortunately, there's an issue with the SIEM for this particular lab at the moment, but nonetheless, we can still move forward. But usually, when I launch the automatic deployment, it usually would take a few moments to deploy, a minute or two, and then typically what happens is I would go to the analysis and I would take a look at the security events, which is how I got here. And then with the security events, it would give me an analysis of the different data from, depending on the option I choose, last hour, week, last month, date range, things of that nature. As far as the details of the events, it was able to take a look at as far as the logs for the logs that we're taking a look at. So it also provides you with notifications of when everything is complete to provide you the analysis for you to take a look at the different data sources, right? So I was supposed to capture from the IP ending in 0.1 register events that were deployed from there, right? And then just take a look at what's called Syslog, which is short for System Logging Protocol, which is responsible for sending events from one or more systems to a single server, which could be a Syslog server. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Really quickly, just for a brief recap, we went over a few things, mostly for the most part, just mainly logging and how to log certain things, the different tools of logging, right? Accessing the event viewer logs, review Windows Firewall Defender logs, complete logging in Linux, reviewing SIEM logs, however way we try to fill that snag, and reviewing Syslogs as well. And I'll see you in the next video.